Hey everyone, I have another small update. Couple of features that I know some of you will jump on immediately, um, especially requested by a group of individuals that want to create playlist, custom images to support the amazing theme Banner Box by Farron. So we'll go straight into the theme creator and we'll go straight into, let's see, playlists. And now you see all the auto-generated playlists. Whether you have games or not, they will still show up in here so that you will be able to create your playlist images. So let's see. We got in text filters. There's not actually. This is a very bad view or theme for me to test with. So let me just jump into something else. Let's see. How about pyramids? And so Ace Combat was a playlist that I created via Big Box. Okay, and if I click on this one, which was automatically generated, you can see here that the metadata is being pulled in for this particular playlist, and the number of games is being updated to 8. So let's have a look. I click on text games. Should have 4 games listed. Okay. Let's click on Capcom Classics. I don't know what I've got in here. Click on Cave. See, it's pulling in the images. I don't have any games for Cave, and as you can see, it's pulling in the Cave image here and the Cave metadata over here. Okay, so it is actually pulling some of these images. Obviously, if they exist on your system, it will pull it in. Clear logos, banners, videos, devices. What was the other thing I put in? Platform categories. This was provided in the list before, however, the metadata and videos and clear logos were not being pulled in. They're now being pulled in. Okay. So again, you know, it's just you know, one step closer to being able to visualize your theme with the various filters, so that you know what Big Box will present when you publish your theme. So I believe I've kind of completed this section now. So that should appease some of the users in the forum that want to complete and finish off their playlist images. And speaking of which, so if I just jump to the theme that I had up before, it's just something I was messing around with. So talking about custom images. Let's see, if I go to platforms and then, let me see, I'll go here and games. Okay, now if I open up my custom images folder, okay, so I have 3DO, Arcade, Neo Geo. Let me blow away the 3DO folder. We're going to rebuild it from scratch. Okay. One of the requests I had from one of the users online was the ability to render the game images without using the database ID. Okay, he had a specific use case. He was generating these custom images and then basically copying them or moving them into the Launchbox image folder, and primarily using Launchbox to view these images. And unfortunately for him, that as I was generating the images with the database ID, Launchbox would not latch onto those images and display them correctly. So I don't know how many people are going to use this, but you know, like I said, you've now got the ability to not use database ID. So again, I can just click and it's unchecked, and I can render all games for 3DO now. And while not while it's running, so we'll just let it run its course. Okay, and open custom images again, go into games, go into 3DO, and as you can see, the images are no longer using the database ID, they're using the game title. Okay, so Launchbox should be able to now pick those up. So I'm going to take that out, go back up here, check it, which is its default, and all games for selected platform, and as you can see, the images are being rendered now with database ID. Again, I don't know, how often you would use this. Obviously, custom images was created specifically for the use of Big Box, as that was modified to recognize images with database ID, but certainly don't want to pigeonhole the custom image creator by going down a particular path. So now, obviously it can generate meaningful names for these images. All right, so that's that one. Let's go back to views, and let's see. Yeah, this is actually a good example. So another tweak that I have made to the text list or text-based wheels is the ability to wrap and trim the content. So let's see. Trimming is off, wrapping is on. If I say no wrap, you can see that the text is being cut off, and then if I put trimming in, okay, so it's entirely up to you how you want your wheels to look now. So again, as I'd already customized the text wheels in the previous version to allow alignment and font scaling in system options and the filter view, I figured why not and go ahead and add trimming and wrapping while I was at it. So that's what I've now done. So again, as you can see, or as we will see when I launch Big Box, what that will ultimately do. All right, and I've also added another preset, preset 4, which is what I'm using on this particular view here. If you can see it, how about that? All it does is just simply put a white border in the background. Obviously white on white doesn't go with this. It's entirely up to you how you wish to change your color schemes, but this was just for you know, demonstration purposes only. So I'll move that back over there. So there wasn't too many tweaks in this one. It was quite involved, especially with playlists, but I'm going to go ahead and publish this anyway and run big box. And I always like to put out a video going over some of the changes, enhancements and whatnot before I actually put out the build anyway, just so that you can get a visualization of how this stuff is coming together, or how it works, or how you get to it. So as you can see with, let me turn the volume down. So as you can see with the wrapping, so as you can see the border is changing its size to match the wrap text. Again, this may be something that you want. I certainly put it out there as an option. Let's see, Neo Geo games, or at least on my PC, I've got some crazy named games here. At least 4 lines of text taken up because wrapping is enabled. Yeah, and this theme was just something I was messing around with. It's very difficult to find decent, high quality, front-facing arcade cabinets, and I came across this one. I mean, it's okay, but you know, for demonstration purposes, it's fine. It's not something I would use for a theme, but yeah, I was just messing around with it, messing around with graphics and whatnot, and obviously custom images in the marquee section. But yeah, that's it. It's playlists, their associated metadata, obviously automated playlists. That was critical. Pulling in metadata, both images and text for platform categories. The ability to render custom game images with or without the database ID as the name, the file name, and then wrapping and trimming for text lists. So that is it. Yep, that is definitely it. So that will actually conclude this build will be 1078. That will conclude the 107 series, and 1080 onwards will be true new enhancements, new features. Okay, and I plan to start those, plan to start coding at least next Friday. All right, so until the next video, or the next little preview, progress preview, stay safe, and I'll see you guys soon.